San Bushmen. Our research shows that their distant relatives left Africa and set in motion the family tree of mankind. From them stemmed every color, creed, and nationality alive today. Everything predicted in their blood seems to be written in their faces. It's like looking at a composite model of every face from around the world. The eye shape of East Asians, the high cheekbones of Mongolians, the mid-brown skin that could turn darker or lighter.
So the San, also called Bushman.
I'm here to find...
Drop out. Be king. Get free or die. Heavy is the head, do wear the crown. All right, family. Y'all know what to do. This the African origins of Asia. You see what I'm saying? So y'all gotta subscribe to King Jah Power. And I was just now on the throne. We just done a video, ADO, FBA, exposed. You know, they're a black segregationist group. Go over there and watch their video. Go over there and subscribe to the throne of King Jah Power. Okay? Make sure you go do that. Go over there and like that video. The shit fire. See, that's why gotta be doing, you know, the power talks and shit like that. You know, to keep the information going, to keep a right message in the minds of the people. You know, but tonight, make sure you go, you know, again, thumb up this video. Go get you some popcorn, you know, some jujubes or whatever it is that shit y'all be eating. Go in there and get that shit. Because we got a full lecture tonight. We going to go into the African origins of Asia, India, you know, China, Australia, the Melanesian islands or whatever, you know. Because these niggas out here talk about they some Aborigines. When the Aborigines ain't nothing but Africans too. You know what I'm saying? The Aborigines ain't nothing but Africans too. Okay? You know, though they do got an admixture of the European, the caveman or whatever. I'm going to get into that in a little bit. But nonetheless, they African people. So again, this a hot video for the night. Thumb up this video. Subscribe to King Jah Power. Go over there to the throne of King Jah Power and subscribe to their channel also. Now, we about to bang on these goofies. We about to bang on these goofies. I got about 70 slides for this whole lecture right here. And this gonna be a full one. You know what I'm saying? And we gonna go into the first people, you know, to traverse the whole world. You know what I'm saying? So the first two groups to leave out of Africa is the Khois and the San and the Twa. So these are the first two types that went into Asia. You see what I'm saying? That created the first Asian. So the first Asian is an African. You see what I'm saying? It's an African, you know, from Namibia, from the southern African regions. Remember, we came down the Nile. We came down the Nile. You see what I'm saying? Now, here go a Khmer woman in what is it? What is it? In India and Asia. Okay? This a Khmer woman. You notice her nose missing, but you see she got African braids, in which I'm gonna get it in the elongated ears. Now, if you see this sister right here is in India also, but you can see that is phenotypical features are African. You see what I'm saying? Before the African went into Asia, over there it was dark. We had to hold the light up to that shit in order to bring civilization. Because wasn't nobody else there. Period. Okay? And, you know, eventually, you know, the Neanderthal types made it with these type of Africans. But when you look at the Africans at home, they never made it with no Neanderthal type. So when you see, you know, black people with straight hair, that's African and Neanderthal. Okay? I'm just telling you. Now you see right here, this brother right here is from the Melanesian Islands. And you see the nappy hair. You see what I'm saying? You can always tell who a person is, especially black, if they got Ethiopian hair. Okay? Black people don't got no original straight hair. I don't care what Farrakhan them was talking about, or the 101s with the 5%. Nigga, we don't got no eyebrow. Our hair was straight like our eyebrow. Niggas is come up with anything not to be African. Okay? But a lot of these tribes in these areas know that they black. Now, world's first languages trace back to a single African mother tongue. Okay? So the language that you speaking today came from Africa. I don't give a fuck what it is. You see what I'm saying? All the original language without the African putting together the scripts. People be out here still saying a yabba dabba do. Okay? You still be out here clicking and all of that. You see what I'm saying? Words were put together first by African people. The god, the wizard, he waved his wand and said, African, speak. And that's what happened. And then the rest of the world got it later. So you can't build before the African if your ass can't talk. You see what I'm saying? So the African is the original everything. You see what I'm saying? He the original everything. He the original originators of civilization. Okay? But again, and we'll deal with the language on another video, but I want to show y'all, if you out here talking, putting together sentences, that's African. Okay? Human language is spread from an African origin, period. In Sydney, Australia, okay, where these niggas is talking about their aborigines and all of this shit. You ain't no aborigine, you African. And the niggas in America, your ass African too. It's a complex language that drops away further from Africa and may be used as a tool of trace migration out of Africa, said a New Zealand researcher. The number of speech and sounds found in different human languages has declined since the disposal from Africa, says involuntary psychologist Quentin Atkinson from the University of Etuqueland in northern New Zealand. The concept adds weight to the genetic evidence and the initial migration out of Africa. It ain't no goddamn theory. It's a fact out of Africa. He writes a journal, Science Today. And the pheromones are units of sound that help recognize different words like K in the word skin. Okay? And the word letter K in the word kill. Throughout Africa, pharaonic university is very high, but these sounds inventories are smaller than showing similar patterns of genetic history in the study shows. Okay, without Africans, your ass couldn't speak. Thumb up this video, subscribe to this channel.
Science, music, literature, drama, the whole culture, particularly the religion of all the people of Asia, can be traced directly to the Africans of Asia. India, Japan, China, just to name a few. The world owes a debt to the Africans of Asia. Your ancestors never intended to let you down. Art,
all right, now that was Dr. Clyde
music,
Winner speaking.
literature.
He said everything, writing, literature, speech, religion, everything came from the African continent. You could just look up, and here go a book right here, The Gods of Northern Buddhism. We're African people, we're Kushite people. And they built an empire in southern India, China, all through Asia, where you see those pyramidal structures. So they ain't just there for nothing. That's why the ones in America was also built by Kushite people, period. And so, hold on before I play this.
His name.
And so, Dr. Clyde Winters is the one that bought a lot of the knowledge of the Naga, of the Africans in Asia. I also want to dedicate this lecture right here to Runoko Rashidi, which was one of the most profound scholars in Asia, okay? Of Africans in Asia, okay? So I want to play this video right quick. Thumb up this video, okay?
Is universe to the people of Asia. And there are many places that carry this name. This is a depiction of Sambo. This is not an African statue, this is from Asia. And many places in Asia are called Sambo Judasia, the land of the descendants of Sambo. Various spellings of the word in the name Sambo can be found throughout Asia. Niggas, the divine people of Buddhism. This is a 2nd century depiction of Gautama Buddha being giving his first bath by the divine people of Buddhism called Niggas. A tribe in Asia called Niggas, the divine people of all the people of Asia, symbolized throughout Asia by the serpent or the dragon. That is their symbol. The Naga means serpent or dragon. The snake found at the entrance of every temple. The Naga on the roads, on the hills, in the caves. The symbol of the Asiatic black man. The tribe called the Nagas, the divine people. In order to confirm what these people look like, you have to go to the archaeological finds from Dabarati, a French archaeological research finding confirming the original inhabitants. There's no depictions preceding these of the original inhabitants of Southeast Asia, the people, the descendants of Sambo, the Asiatic black man. The serenity of the universe.
Okay.
His name.
So Africans rule Asia and bought in Buddhism and Hinduism. You know, which ain't nothing but a play off the original. Okay? And so, and some of the deities in Buddhism is the same deities in the Nile Valley. All right. According to anthropologists, the first Negrito race entered India. And then the at last the Mongoloids. These three races may be called the original inhabitants of India, and they are living now in the hills after the above races of the Alpine, Aryans, Sicilians, Afghans, and other races entered India. Okay, so the African was the first place people of India, okay, as Negritos, the little Twa, the small people, and the Khoisan. As Negritos entered into India at a very early stage, so there are very little traces of them in India and the mainland. Still, traces have been found in the hills of Martarans, Tabasco, in the Ottoman Islands, and amongst the Amaga Nagas of Dr. Asum and Dr. Hutton has pointed out the signs of Negrito people almost Amaga Nagas, supporting this view of Dr. Hutton. Many scholars say the Amagami Nagas are descendants of Negrito race, and of course they are mixed with the Mongoloids tribes afterward. This has almost disappeared in India mainland, but the races have been found in remote areas among the Agaman Nagas. The race first came to Assam and assimilated with the Mongoloid population later. So it is so difficult to find out the old manners and customs and beliefs of the old social society. Okay, so what they're saying is, again, the Africans was the first place in Asia. First peoples in Asia and India. Okay? And so it says right here, before all of them Asiatic races, the African was there. Okay? That's what they're saying. Okay? That's the same one. Let me keep going. So the Negrito or the negroid people of prehistoric India were the first inhabitants that appeared to have have been food gatherers rather than food producers. The negroid were supplemented by their later immigrants, the paleo-astroloids, and absorbed them. And they survive in a few primitive tribes in southern India today. The traces of the negroid have been found in Assam, what we were just talking about before, they have been found a few hundred in the Ottoman Islands. Okay, the settlement in the Ottoman Islands show a certain culture has inhabited and acquired with the bow and arrow. Okay, we know the first people with the bow and arrow was the Nubians. Okay, the land of the bow, Tasseti. Okay, the negroid culture as the inhabitants were acquired. Okay, again the border, but has speak where the database neglects of the more civilization neighbors, as they were primitive tribes. Their contribution to this civilization of India were almost nil. So the African bronze civilization, he just wasn't the first person there. They came and brought the light. Okay, the proto-asteroids types underwent a transformation, owning an admixture. That's what I was talking about, with other peoples and the negroids and the mongoloids. As a result, we have Kalo and Manda type and Mon Khmer types in Assam, Burma, and Nordic Barracies in the Nicobar Islands. Okay, and so you got different types of Africans. Again, that's why you will see them with straight hair. Every samurai in Japanese culture had to have black blood. And so, because they knew that their ancient ancestors was black. If you, again, and we're going to look at it in a minute, the pictures of Buddha. Okay, the non-Aryan races ruling families as Khazars, the Gautama Buddha was Khazar of nature. So that's when you see that white Buddha. That's later on after the African Buddhas, which I'm gonna show. But these are all the European tribes that came down into what we call today Asia, from Russia. What we call today Russia. You know what I'm saying? The caveman or whatever. And they ended up mixing with the Mongoloids and the Negroids. Okay? Somehow, when they looked at pictures of the ancient statues, wonders of the world, she saw Negro features in all of them. Buddha looked like a Negroid to Meline. The Sphinx of Egypt looked like a Negroid to her. So she conducted that black people must have had advanced civilization at some time a long time ago and built these monuments and statues all over the world. Period. So they been knew that these was black people as Buddha, the pharaohs, the what they call them over here, Olmecs and all of that shit. Yeah, they been knew. Cause anywhere you go in the world, you can see black faces in the ancient world. They not European, they not Asian, none of that shit. That's why with them little Arabs, when they was over there beefing and shit, and they was over there desecrating the statues, that's why they'll do it, because they know it's not them. Buddha joined a Moraine who are particularly represented by his Oriental worshippers. The complexion of the features are features and crisp up hair of the African Negroid. Yet this mode of the inhabitants of him, however, is common. Okay, it's common in that area where you got Africans with nappy hair. That's how you can distinctly know who is African or who ain't. Your goddamn hair nappy and the comb won't go all the way through it, you African. And all of these colossal statues, the Negroid features, was prominent. This correlates with the opinion that Buddha sprung from some Ethiopic tribe, whether Aborigine or Hindustan or original from Egypt. Okay? They Africans who you saying Aborigines and shit. Them is really just the Khoisan people that done got mixed with some of them ancient Asiatic tribes that was already over there, the cavemen. Okay? Period. Ethiopic tribe were the aboriginal Hinduistic or original for Egypt. The cradle of the monumental statues is uncertain to even in the 1840s. The vision of the Black Buddha was already carried by Gustav to China. And these three Buddhas of the past, present, and future, he wrote often to represent the colossal forms of negroid features, curled hair, dried like blue, and thick lips, okay, and flat broad noses. So they big knew that Africans was all, Buddha was African, Krishna, and all of that was all Kali, all of that is African. Them is just the African coming to their area with the light. They was coming with civilization, and whoever brought you, cause you could, medicines and shit, you saving lives and shit. They peoples might be about to die, and the African might have fixed the diet and healed them. You know what I'm saying? The Bodhisattva and shit. They be all black, nappy head with African features. And they African. They not no Aborigines or nothing. Aborigines are nothing but an admixture of just another African. The ancient Hindu, according to the Strabo, differ in nothing from the Africans. But these straightens, but in the straightness or smoothness of their hair. That's the only way you can see that, this might be got some Asian or some European or something, because they got straight hair. Any other way is African. While that others are crispy and woolly, a different proceeding of not entirely from the respective humidity of dryness of their atmosphere. Hence that the people who receive the first light of sunrise, according to the limited knowledge of the ancients, are said by Hippocrates, the fucking weak Greeks and shit, to be that of African. Okay? Period. So the sun be, the closer you are to the sun, that's why your hair be nappy. So it's a divine nap. It's a divine curve. You see what I'm saying? Because it's done naturally by the sun. Ethiopians, by which he clearly meant certain nations, including were frequently see figures of Buddha with curly tight hair, apparently designed to represent of the natural state. Okay, so it's a Buddha hair is naturally divine. It's naturally nappy. You see what I'm saying? Y'all perm in the day, but when you look at all the ancient gods around the world, how Jesus hair? Woolly and nappy, tightly curled, just like Buddha. You see it, just like Amen. You see what I'm saying? Just like every other deity that ever been, it always been black. The white and Asian and shit then come around to imperialism. So you straightening out your damn hair, you doing a disservice, and God don't like ugly. Okay? Period. And so you right here, this chomper woman right here, you see the naps, you see the afro, you see that's just a pure 100% African in Asia. Okay? Period. Thumb up this video, subscribe to the channel. Now this right here is China. The first 2 or 3 dynasties, the Shang dynasty, all of that are African. And here they go right here. And you notice they got the sun over their head like the ancient Egyptians. No different. They got the ancient Egyptians. It was one world religion. Period. When the Nile Valley was ruling, they was ruling the planet. They wasn't just ruling the Nile, 4,000 miles. No, they was ruling the globe. Okay? That's why the religion of the Olmec and the Mayan is the same as the African. That's why you go to anywhere in Asia, the religion is the same as the African. Period. But where you see it most prominently at is in Africa. Okay? So y'all can jump to all the other groups, but you see that they got the African religion that they stole and put into Christianity and all of that. See, Buddhism was taught to was taught to the Asian by the African. And so the Asian deified them as holy men. And so that's who Buddha is. And you see again this China. These are beautiful photos. Beautiful photos. Look at that. Them are just pure black Africans. Them are just pure nappy-headed black Africans. And they always showed the African with the sun on their head, meaning that nappy hair is divine. Okay? That nappy hair is divine. I don't know what you keep straightening your shit for. God don't like ugly. Okay? Again, there go the African bishops and the African popes and shit. Deified with the halo over their head in China. This 500 BC. Okay? This before the time of Christ, you got Africans going around the world teaching. You see what I'm saying? Y'all talk about chakras. Africans taught them the damn chakras. Okay? The word Naga is an African word. Okay? It's a city in the Nile Valley called Naga. Okay? You know? And so we think Nagaland, you know, is Asia. No, Nagaland originally is Africa. And when they went around the world, they still held reverence to the original, which is Al-Kebulan, Nagaland. Okay? Again, the Sadhu, the priest and shit, Krishna. You see what I'm saying? Kali. All of them are black. Why? How do I know that? Because they got white paint, they got red paint, they got blue paint. But they paint the Africans black. So, again, the African bishops, they sitting in there, right there, with the three holy women at the top. And then you got the holy men watching them dance. You see what I'm saying? It was a celebration everywhere we went in the ancient world. You see right here and there, these photos, is, you know, paintings are on the temples in Asia, in China, okay? And you will see the African. If you go to a Chinese or a Japanese restaurant, they'll show you a black mask and a white mask. Okay? Showing that, you know, the yellow Asian type came from the African type. It's the environment you in, the color that you gonna be. It's the Muzungu man that put color on the world because he was a different color than everybody else. Okay? He was looking in the ancient world, Indiana Jones, and they traveling and all this shit around the world. They seeing all these black faces. Okay? And so now they had to come up with some shit, Christianity, and 322 BC, AD, with Constantine them. You see what I'm saying? And even before that, okay, they see that God had always been depicted black in the ancient world, no matter where you went. Okay? Again, there go a black goddess in China. There go a black goddess right there in China. Okay? And you see the halos, the sun over her head. These are real people. These are the Naga people. They wouldn't have painted these people if these people weren't real. These is a religious reliefs of the old world. Thumb up this video. Again, another African goddess in China. Right there. Okay, you see she rocking the red, gold, and green too. So again, there go Buddha. Nappy head. You see with the koi. This is just a koi sign. The African, the Dinka. You see what I'm saying? Is the Khmer. You see what I'm saying? And that's where you talk about it's Chinese eyes. It's really African eyes. Okay? Again, there go the knots. There go the knots. You see what I'm saying? And Africans wear them Bantu knots every day. They wear the Bantu knot every day. But it's, you know, today it's unnatural because you twisting it. But in the ancient world, they would just let it. Because if you just right now today don't comb your hair for a year, it's going to automatically knot up. Okay? Subscribe to this channel. Thumb up this video. Y'all all right? We rocking. Let's keep going. Again, there go Buddha right there. So, if you look, you see the nine ether. The nine ether. You see what I'm saying? With this holy and divine hair. You stripping that shit out with that just for me. Period. Or whatever that is y'all be using. You stripping that. They used to, you know, the slave master would make the African feel bad in America about his hair. So they took pig fat, red devil lie, and made the first perm. Okay? The first perm. That's why when you see a perm box, it's always a black woman on it. Period. Because, I mean, if you Mongoloid or European, you don't need no perm. Okay? But they don't got the holy divine hair. Now you see this Buddha right here got cornrows. Who the hell else gonna have cornrows but African people? Okay, that's a natural African hairstyle. Buddha with the cornrows. Okay, see, so this right here, thumb up this video, subscribe to the channel. The origins of the African kings of India. And this right here, some of the 800s, some of it is the 1500s. This right here more modern. I was showing you the more ancient 500 BC. You know what I'm saying? 600 BC type of paintings and release in Angkor Wat and all of it. You know, which is all African. But now, these kings right here were some of the more recent kings in India today. The Ethiopians had very intimate relationship with Indians. In fact, antiquity, the Ethiopians ruled much of India. These Ethiopians were called Nagas. It was the Nagas who created Sanskrit and the reading of the ancient Dravidians. Okay? And the literature which dates back to 500 BC. Okay? I told you the African, the Ethiopian brought the Naga information into India. So you talk about yoga and chakras and all of this, that's African. Period. Okay? And they also brought, you know, which I can show if I need to, the elephant, the lion as gifts to these kings that I'm showing you now. That's how they originally, the Ethiopian, the Egyptians took the lions, and you see them when the Egyptians on their ships, they got lions and shit on their ships. And when you get to the other side of India, you will see the release with the Africans arriving with the elephants and stuff on their ship, which I'm gonna show. Here goes on to say that the Naga were great sea men who ruled much of India, Sri Lanka, Burma, Aryans. They described as half men, half snake. The Tamil knew them as warlike people who used to bow and arrow and noose. And the earliest mention of the Nagas appear in the Tamil, and they were mentioned in the Malaysia. Okay, so the African again originated the bow and arrow, and they took, you know, kings to India. Okay, and they started the religion, and they just worshiped the same pretty much animals the African worship. When you see the Naga, the dragon or the serpent of India, it's the same serpent, flying serpent of Kemet. Okay, they got the same religion. The Mahara, who we discovered that the Naga had the capital city of Dinka. Like I said, the Dinka people is the Naga people that went into East Asia, South Asia, North Asia, went all over Asia. The Dinka was also one, but they was, you know, a little bit later than the Khoisan and the Twa. Between Jama and the Ganges, as early as 1300, the Dravidian classic made it clear that the great kingdom of India was started by a Naga king. So what you saying that the Ganges River, that's an African king that started India, okay? The Indians know this too. So there's no way India could be old as Africa when the Indians got the African religion. So that's just an easy subject. Malik Adar Khan Sultan, he resigned in 893 to 9 to 895. Little is known about Shara Rabaka, other than that he's an Ethiopian that conquered the Bay of Bengal kingdom and established the Habashah dynasty in 1487. But we know that he was a Sadi, who was also known as Sadi Shinka. Okay, so that's why when you look at India, the Habashah that's in Ethiopia, same. They the same. Them is the same people. Them is the Ethiopians, you know, because you got many tribes just in Ethiopia itself. You see what I'm saying? But, you know, at one point in time, all African people were called Ethiopian. Jamal began to rise to power in Delhi as a Habashah, one of many enslaved Africans of the East of African descendant. He was an East African descendant. These is African people, okay? So you look right here, this in the Aborigine Andaman Islands or whatever. The Aboriginal Islanders or whatever. They African. These is black sisters that's done being not a lot of mixing either. Not a lot of mixing either. Because a lot of those Asiatic type tribes tried to kill these Africans right here. They killed a lot of them and ran them up into the hills in the southern areas. Okay? And that's why when you see the temples in India or China or anywhere in the islands, you see temples, you're going to see them in them southern regions. So again, this a Khoisan woman. Africa is our roots. Shout out to Runoko Rashidi. Okay, so these are some of Runoko's, you know, works. You see what I'm saying? He went all through India and Asia, bringing us the sacred knowledge of the Nagas, Kushites. You see what I'm saying? Go get Trisilla Dungy Houston book, The Wonderful Kushite Ethiopian Empire. Okay, here go Sadi girl, and there go that Sadi king right there. You see what I'm saying? Still a pure 100%. And these people know they African too. You know what I'm saying? You ask them if they African, they gonna be like, what you think? You see what I'm saying? They know they African. You can't. Black people in America try to claim that these peoples is Aborigine. Original human fossils are Littlefoot, Homo sapiens sapien, big journey out of Africa. It's not no theory. This is March 2nd, 2021. This not no motherfucking theory. Okay? Here go the evidence. See, when we talk, I show you archaeological evidence. There you go. The first humans left Africa. Period. And so, niggas talking about, the out of Africa theory? Is you stupid motherfuckers update your information. The first people of Malaysia are African. Okay? Them is all the black islands, the melanated islands are African. They're not Aborigine or none of that. They pure-blooded, nappy-head Africans. How you could tell? Look at that. Okay? They had a little admixture like Dravidians or whatever, their hair would be more straighter. But that don't necessarily mean shit either, because if you look at the Habashah, who some of the Africans in Asia is, you know, the ones with the straight, they Ethiopians, you know, okay? And we know original black people don't mix with no Neanderthal. Here goes some more black sisters and Anchor Watt, you see what I'm saying? Anchor Tom, you see Anchor Tom, you see what I'm saying? So here go, you know, the Africans bringing the elephants, you know, into Asia. Okay, these is on the temples. And you see with the Naga, the African in the Naga in the middle with the 7, you know, pointed star on his head with the 7 cobra heads, just like the Pharaoh. There go the Naga. That's them bringing in these, you know, extravagant gifts. You know, this been a trade been going on for a long time. So here go the Africans arriving into India. You got the Mayan people in India. They came on them monsoons, which is the wind current that if you put anything in the ocean, what they call in the Indian Ocean, which is really the Ethiopian Ocean, and they finally started to change it to the African Ocean, is really, you know, you can just put anything in it and it's going to come right into India. So, and this is them ancient depictions showing the Africans on ships pulling up into India. And you see African features with the Naga. You see these are the same people that you seeing on the Egyptian ships. Period. Y'all just don't know how to connect the dots and shit. When your mind been enslaved like that, it's hard to connect any damn dots. You just trying to, get by for the day. Okay? But you need to get into this information again. The Kushite Empire was before you even knew India. You see what I'm saying? It wasn't even called India then. It was Kush. Okay? It was Kush. Okay? The whole area was called Kush. And it was ruled by black people. They'll go, Champa, that's black. Punt, that's black. You see what I'm saying? The Tapafina, that's black. Martarina, that's black. Okay? Hindu Kush, that's black. Tamils, that's black. You see what I'm saying? The whole area is still African. Period. That's why when you go to India, the so-called Indians are black. Okay? That's how they got heavy melanin in their skin. You see what I'm saying? Period. And so let me go right here. Again, the Hindu Kush mountains, Afghanistan, all of that, you gonna find African people in them areas originally and during the slave trade. And so you look right here, you see the little Twa. These are the Ottoman people in the Ottoman Island. But that's just the little Twa. You see what I'm saying? From Africa. And this is the area that they live in. You look right here on these islands are all African people. Period. I mean, they're all African people. And so, the people that first transversed the earth, and they was on ships too. Don't ever forget that. Don't let these people talk about, I don't know, the Asiatic types might have walked, but the Africans was on ships. They all, just like I read earlier, these African tribes that are here were known to be great seamen. They were known, the Man Khmers. Man mean monsoon, okay? The Anj people. You see the Anj people, a lot of these tribes you see in